Me? Hello, can you hear me? Mahinder, Shruti, Uma. Hi, Mahinder. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear.
Yes. So today we'll have the discussion on the date functions. Friends, today we'll have the discussion on date functions and aggregate functions. So date functions is get date function. Get date function, it returns current date and time. Get date function returns current date and time. Right? System timestamp, current timestamp, function returns current date and time. Here I am having the function called date name to get some portion of the date. Date part, date add, I am going to add the number of months, number of years, number of days. Date diff, so number of months in between the given dates. Each date function returns the boolean values, that is true or false. If I am giving the date value as argument, it will be written 1. Next, if I am passing the character, then it will be 0. Boolean values, that is zeros and ones. These are all the date functions we are having. Get date function returns the current date and time. Current timestamp function returns the current date and time or system date and time. Date name is the function which returns some portion of the given date. Date part also. Date add months. I am going to add the number of days, number of months, number of years to an existing date, to the given date. The date diff function returns the number of months in between the given dates, number of years, number of days, like this. Each date function returns the boolean values, that is true and false. If it is 0, that is it is false. 1 true. We'll practice here. So select statement. Select get date function. Select get date. Get date is not a column in a table, it's a function. I am getting the result using the select statement. Select get date, then semicolon, then execute. Current date and time it's showing, right? Select current timestamp function, right? So here I'm writing get date function. So date name, I want to get only the year from the given date. Right? Select the query and go for the execute. Here I'm getting, right, 2016. Here I'm giving the interval year. If I want to get the day month, so get date function, date name function. Here interval I'm giving the month. Then given input is get date function. I'm selecting the query and go for the execute, right? To increase the font size, so all of you see my screen, right? Clearly. Here I'm getting the month, so it's showing the February. Date name function. So this is the current date, this function, get date function, and date name. Here I'm displaying only the month, that is February. Here I'm displaying only the year. Selecting the query and go for the execute. And so if I want to display only the day value, then select get date function, date name, day value. Select the query and execute. Today date is 11th, right? I want to get right here. I'm writing weekday, right? I want to display the weekday. Then here I'm writing Thursday. Today is the Thursday, right? It's showing the weekday value, Thursday. So here I want to display the number of hours, minutes. The interval is hours. Then input parameter is get date is the function. Hours is 8. Minutes per mm. Minutes is mm. Select get date function, date name, mm, get date function. Select the query and go for the execute. Month, right? So here I'm writing the get date function, date name, minutes. I'm selecting the minute. Right? 811, right? So I can use the date part also. Same result, same kind of result, but in the date part, only the difference is while getting the information for the month, year start at January 1st. Day of the year is 42 day today. 31 plus 11, 42, right? In 365 days already 42 days is over. Mahinder, can you hear me now? Mahinder? Yes. So here the get date function, date part, right? To get the properties, in the GUI mode, press Control button and J. Press Control button and J, then it's showing the properties. Then you can select the property. Then select the property and press spacebar. Day of the week, right? From the get date function. Select the query, go for this. Today is 5. It is Sunday value 1, Monday value 2, Tuesday value 3, Wednesday value 4, Thursday value is 5. Friends, so get date function, date part, double quotation and Control J. It's showing the, yes, friends, day value or dy. Friends, here I'm having the microseconds, nanoseconds, quarter, friends, weekday, week. Friends, we can select like this. Then parameter. Friends, 7th week. Friends, so here if I'm adding get date is the today date, I'm going to add the number of years. Interim date add function I'm practicing. Date add function. I'm going to add the number of years. How many years I'm going to add? 1 year. To the date get date function. Select the query and go for the execute. The 1 year 2017, right? Number of months. Here I'm going to add the number of months. Date add. So 2 months I'm going to add to the given date. After 2 months, what would be the date? It is April, it's 11th, right? Days also we can add. Date add day 20 days I'm going to add. Friends, after 20 days, what would be the date? March 2nd. Friends, so here I'm writing the get date diff function. I want to get number of months in between the given dates. Here I'm giving the date 2015 10 10, then get date function. Number of months, here I'm getting 4 months. October to February, 4 months we are getting. This is October 10th. This is get date. 4 months we are getting. Right? So here I'm writing the each date function. Here I'm writing the ABC. ABC is a character, it's not a date value. It returns 0. 0 means false. If I'm giving the date value, right? If I'm giving the date value, then this is the date format so that it returns 1. Boolean values. Each date function returns the Boolean values, that is true and false. These are all the practice on the date functions what we did. All are the predefined functions. All are the predefined functions, and we are passing the argument list and getting the result. Each date function returns the boolean values, that is true and false. Date function returns the number of months, number of years, number of days in between the given dates. Date add, so adding the number of years, months, days to the given date. Date part and date name, it returns some portion of the date value. These are all the predefined functions which is related to date data type. GetDate function returns the current date and time. Current timestamp function returns the current date and time. Date name function returns the year, month, date, some the selected value from the given date. Date part, date add, I'm going to add number of years, number of months, number of days, hours, minutes, seconds, right? Date diff and each date function returns the boolean values, that is true and false. If it returns 0, then that is a false, and 1 true value. These are all the date functions we have. It's clear, everybody? Mahendra, Shruti, Uma.
Yeah, clear.
Right. Mahendra, Shruti.
Yes, clear.
Next. So here we are working on aggregate functions. These are also the predefined functions. So what we are saying that all the aggregate functions are also called as the group functions. All the group functions operates on set of rows. It gives a single result. All group functions operates on set of rows. It gives a single result. So min is the function. It returns minimum value in the given range. Max is the function. It returns the maximum value in the given range. Sum is the function. It returns sum of the given range. Average is the function which returns the average value in the given range. The count is the function. It returns the number of rows in a table. Number of rows in a table. All group functions operates on the set of rows. It gives a single result. Right? All group functions operates on set of rows. It gives a single result. Here group functions is min, max, sum, average and count. Right? Right? So here I'm writing the group functions on the demo table called EMP table. Select star from the EMP table. Here I'm getting the result. Right? Here I'm writing the select star from EMP. Then I'm getting the information. right? So here I'm having employee number, employee name, job, MGR, salary, department commission, and department number, right? Right. So these are the data what we're having. Here I'm working the aggregate functions on these values. Here I'm operating the group function and aggregate function for all the data in a table, for all the salaries. So here I'm having the different salaries in the EMP table and different department numbers, different job titles. For all the salaries, for all the job titles, for all the department numbers. So here I'm operating the group function. Here I'm getting the single result for all the data. Friends, like here from this table, so here I want to get the minimum salary and maximum salary. I'm operating the min function for all the salaries in a table. Here I'm getting the single result. If you want to write the alias name, then you can write the alias name. Friends, column alias. So here I'm writing column alias is minimum salary, max of salary from the EMP table. Friends, so here I'm writing the sum of salary, that is total salary, comma average salary from EMP table. Right. So here I am writing the count function, number of rows in a table, 14 rows we are getting. If I want to get the minimum salary and maximum salary for the particular department, then here I am writing the where clause. It's from EMP where the department number equal to 10. If I want to get the sum of salary for the particular job title, then average salary from EMP where job title equal to clerk. If I want to know the number of people are working, number of people from EMP where the DEP10 equal to 10, 6 people are working. But here we do have the information in each and every department. In the department number 10 we are having the salaries and job titles. So in the 20 also we do have some information. In the 20 also in the department number 30, so we do have some information. If I want to get the result for the particular group, then here I am writing the where clause. When I am operating the group function for all the departments, for all the salaries, so here I am getting the single result. Here I am getting the single result. Right? But here I want to get the minimum salary, maximum salary for each and every department at a time. For each department at a time. If I want to get the result for the particular group, then here I am writing the where clause. In each and every department we have some information. When I am operating the group function for all the data in a table, then here I am getting the single result. If I want to get the result for each and every group, for each group, like for each department, for each job title. Then here I'm writing the group by class. Friends, so group functions, aggregate functions is clear, everybody? Mahendra, Shruti, Uma?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mahendra? Right? Now here to get the group result, to create the subgroups, here I'm writing the group by class. Group by class which helps to creating the subgroups. To get the result for each and every group at a time, then here I'm writing the group by class creating the subgroups. When I'm writing the group by class, then here I'm writing the group function in the query. Select column list, comma, group function of column name from table name group by column name. Select column list, comma, group function of the column name from table name group by column name. For each and every group, here I am getting the result for each group. So here I want to get the minimum salary, maximum salary for each department. Then here I am writing the select department number. It's the min of salary. It's max of salary. From MP, group by department number. Based on the department number column itself, here I am creating the groups. In the department number 10, for the department number 10, minimum salary, maximum salary. For department number 20, minimum salary, maximum salary. For 30, minimum salary, maximum salary. For each department, here I am getting sum of salary. Right? So that is total salary, comma, average salary from MP, group by department number. For the department number 10, sum of salary and average salary. For 20, sum of salary and average salary. Right? For 30, sum of salary and average salary. Right? So here I am writing for each department. Here I am finding the average salary. Right? From MP, group by department number. Right? Here I want to display the average salaries for each department at a time without listing the department numbers. So that here I am not writing the department number column in the query. I want to display the average salaries for each department without listing the department numbers. Friends, then group by department number. Friends, group by department number. I am writing the execute. Right? So here I want to find the number of people. Right? So how many people are working in each and every department? Select department number, comma, count of star. That is number of people from MP, group by department number. In the department number 10, 3 people are working. In the 25 people are working. In 36 people are working. For each job title, how many people are working? Select job, comma, count of star. So number of people from MP, group by job. As an analyst, 2 people are working. As a clerk, 4 people. As a manager, 3 people. As a president, 1. As a salesman, 4. For each job title, here I am finding the sum of salary. Right? The sum of salary, that is total salary. From MP, group by job. Analyst, sum of salary. Clerk, sum of salary. Manager, sum of salary. President, salesman. For each job title here for each job title here I am getting the sum of salary, right? From that result I want to exclude the salesman information. I don't want to display the salesman information. Then here I am writing the where clause. Where job not equal to salesman, then group by job. We can write the like operator also. Select job comma sum of salary from MP. Where job not like sales percentile, then group by job. Right? Here I am finding the average salary for each job title. From MP, group by job. I want to find the number of managers. Then count function. Count distinct MGR. MGR is the manager column. Count function does not count the null values. Number of managers. 6. Right? So this is the practice we are doing using the group by class. Using the group by class. Got it? Mahinder, Uma, Shruti. So group by class is clear?
Yes.
Yes, it's clear.
Right. Right here. Right. 1 minute. Now here I am getting the sum of salary for each job title, right? So from that result, I want to get whose sum of salary is greater than 5,000. I want to filter out the group results. I want to filter out the group results. Then here I am writing the having clause to restricting group results. So select column list comma group function of the column name from table name group by column name having the group by expression. After the group by clause itself, here I am writing the having clause to restricting the group results. Having class to filter out the group results, to restricting the group results. Here I am writing the having. After the group by class itself, we should write the having class to filter out the group results. Here I am writing the query. Find the sum of salaries for each job title whose sum of salary is greater than 5,000. Right? Then here I am writing the query like this. Select job, comma, sum of salary, right, from EMP, group by job having the sum of salary is greater than 5,000. Sum of salary is greater than 5,000. Like this. For each job title, I am getting the sum of salary. Here. From this result, here I want to get whose sum of salary is greater than 5,000. Then here I am writing the having class. Without writing the group by class, it is not possible to write the having. So once we get the group result, then only we can filter out the data. And from this result, I want to exclude the salesman information. Then here I am writing the where class. Right? Total salary from MP, where job not like sales percentile, then group by job having the sum of salary is greater than 5,000. Right? So here for each job title I am getting the average salary from EMP, group by job having the average salary is greater than 2,500. Having average salary is greater than 2,500. For each job title, here I am getting the average salary. To find the average salary for each job title whose average salary is greater than 2,500. Then here I am writing like this. Right? Got it? The having class to restricting the group results to filter out the group results. Right? Next, order by class. Order by class which helps to arrange the information either in ascending order or descending order. Select column list from table name, order by column name, ascending order or descending order. ASC stands for ascending order, DAC stands for descending order. Order by class which helps to arrange the information either in ascending order or descending order. So here I am writing the select ename from EMP, order by ename ascending order, alphabetical order. Here I am writing the ename comma job from EMP, order by descending order, DAC for descending order. This one. If I want to write the order by class with all the clauses in the query, then order by class should be placed last in the query. First from class, then where class, then salesman, then where class, then group by, then having class, then order by class, order by job ascending order. Right? So we can write in this fashion also. Total salary from MP, where job not like sales percentile group by job having the sum of salary is greater than 5,000 order by job descending order. Here I am writing select job comma the average salary from MP group by job having the average salary is greater than 2,500 order by the average salary descending order. This one. Order by class. Order of precedence of classes is so here order of precedence of classes is from class, where class, group by class, having class, and order by class. Order of precedence of classes is from class, where class, group by, having class, and order by. Friends, this is the order we have to follow. Right? So for this one, I'll give the exercise. Group functions and group by class. So today's session is clear, right? Any doubts for anybody? Session is clear,
No.
right?
Yes.
Yes. So here I'm giving the exercise. Please do this exercise and send it to me with solutions.
Sure. Uh, Hi Mahesh,
Yes.
you are sending a one link for a software
Yeah. Whatever the
download.
files is showing, all the files you should be download, and you should run the last exe file 6 GNU like this.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. It was showing like Microsoft SQL Server 2012 Express.
Yes. Yes.
You need to download that one.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Uma Shruti, session is clear, right? No doubts at all. Right. So please practice these things, okay, and do some exercise and send it to me. So tomorrow we'll have the concept called the constraints, okay, to restricting the invalid data entry into the table. Okay, see you tomorrow. Right. Bye.